Hi, guys, and welcome to Tickers from the Limitless Podcast. On this series, we review listed companies on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. I'm Matthew.
And I'm Thaon.
And today we'll be talking about MAILPAC Group, ticker as MAILPAC. But before we get into the video, we would love if you guys would subscribe if you're watching on YouTube or follow us on your podcasting platform of choice. It really means a lot to us. And without further ado, let's get into it. So how are you feeling about MAILPAC, Thaon? Are you a customer?
No, I've actually never been a customer of Mailpack. And I just think I'm okay with my shipping company currently. Or the couple
Isn't
shipping
that MAILPAC
company.
though?
No. I've never used Mailpack.
Yeah, no, but now you're a MAILPAC customer technically.
I still don't use them. Good point. And guys, we'll
But you do use them. Use the company that we're reviewing. You don't use MyCart?
MyCart Express? Not anymore. I haven't used MyCart in over a year, at least a year, almost probably 2 years now.
Oh, why?
Yes. I found a cheaper alternative, or a couple cheaper alternatives, I should say, as well.
Can they give you good service?
Yeah. So I use Sendico. You guys can check out Sendico. Yeah,
Sendico. Okay.
Yeah. I'll probably leave it's Sendico JA, so SENDCOJA.com. Or I use ASAP Express. But I do have friends that use Mailpack and they've had zero complaints, So I hear they're a good company. Mailpack, not MyCart. Okay. I know people that use MyCart too. But yeah, Mailpack, not MyCart. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't used Mailpack itself. I don't think I've ever used them. I think some family members used to use them back when they used to even have this like membership fee. And it used to be like a membership fee you used to have to pay in addition to the shipping individually. And I was a MyCart Express customer because the pricing was pretty good.
Yeah.
And for a good while I was using them. My only issue is that I had like a 1 or 2 times with some issues with them and stuff. Sometimes the turnaround time wasn't as fast as I wanted. There was a time where like they messed up with the order and like the timing of it, and like they were telling me it was ready. I got someone for a favor to pick it up for me, and then it wasn't ready. And I think they ended up maybe like delivering it to my house after, I guess, to offset that. But yeah, the other thing sometimes too was when I used to work a lot later and stuff, I would like send my packages, and I'm someone who like when the package is there, I want it. Like I'm not going to sit down and have the package there for weeks.
You're not waiting.
Like as soon as it reach, I want it, because I've been waiting for it. That's why I ordered it. So yeah, like sometimes what would happen, like if I work late, if I'm leaving work like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock or 8 o'clock or whatever, it's like the places they're closed probably around then. So then I would not get the item and stuff, and I would have to wait till weekend, and then sometimes even that wasn't ideal. So then so like I preferred the place I'm using now, Circles. They like deliver to like my workplace or my house and those stuff. So I guess even though they're more expensive than the other stuff, it's like for the convenience for that, not having to go drive and then go in traffic and
wait at the place. I think that was one of the things I had an issue with MyCart at the time, because they were so big, right? Like you could tell they were growing, because every time I went in, there was a very, very long line. Yeah, almost. Maybe I went at peak hours. Doesn't really matter, but they were always packed, and it would always take me a while to get my
because
my
they're more
package.
affordable. If they're more affordable and stuff, people are gonna be like, hey, I want to do this. So yeah.
And I remember when they launched their app and so on to try and offset that. I don't know if I really felt like it did, just because they had a lot of customers. And hey, props to them. You grow the business to that point where you have that much demand. But I don't know. For me, just finding another alternative was just much easier for me. In terms of, as you said, the things that you pay for is convenience. They deliver to your house and so on. Also, maybe it might be cheaper and so on. So it for me, it's all about who can get me my package the cheapest, and can I reliably use you to get it here in a specific amount of time. I don't need it here the fastest. Like I don't need next day shipping or the following day shipping. I'm not doing anything where I need the thing right away, because usually when I'm buying something online, it's not something I necessarily, it's not something super urgent. If it's urgent, I buy it in Jamaica, right? If it's not so urgent, yeah, I can buy it abroad and so on, and it would be cheaper, you know, because Jamaica and stuff are expensive. But I can wait. So I don't need it to come tomorrow. I just need to know that if I click buy, it will be here within a week. And I will reliably do that, like consistently do that. So yeah. But I hear Mailpack checks all those boxes. May not be the cheapest, but you know, I hear they check a lot of those boxes. So let's just dive in and see what we have to say about Mailpack. Exciting company. They're doing a lot of good things recently. Let's see.
Okay, so in our usual tickers format, well, how does Mailpack make money? What's going on? What is going on around them? What's, you know, some possible futures for them? What's management like, and then what's the sentiment around the stock? So in terms of how they make money,
okay. Just fixed my mic, guys. So sorry. Go ahead, Preston.
Yes, I was saying in our usual tickers format, you know, how does Mailpack make money? So they have some different business divisions. There's what's known as, I guess, what the first one would be Mailpack Services, which is what I guess most people know in terms of, okay, there are, what's the word that they call them?
Logistics?
No, there's like freight forwarding company, I think. Something like that. Yeah. So essentially, you know, if you want to buy something from Amazon or maybe Walmart or those other, how you pronounce it? Shein, Timor, all of those different
Fashion
websites.
Nova, all of them placed there.
Yeah.
Zara. Yeah,
you would know, right?
Yeah.
So
yo, Zara is a big brand, you know. Yo, guys, if you want some good clothes, check out Zara. Zara's my style. It's my kind of store. But yeah.
So yeah, like if you want to ship one of those items from another country or whatever, usually I think most of them are like the US. So it's like, oh, you ship it to a US address, and then they will, you know, put it on a plane. Well, I guess they'll ship it to their warehouse, then they'll put it on a plane. Plane will fly into Jamaica, and then they'll take off the item, put it into their warehouse in Jamaica, and then they'll tell you, you know, I guess they'll clear it through customs and whatnot. They'll handle all of that stuff for you. And then they'll just say, hey, you can pick up your item, or some of them say, hey, we'll deliver it to you. And then they'll charge you a fee. So you pay for the item yourself, and then they will, you know, essentially charge you some sort of fee based on like the size of the item, the weight of the item. And yeah, they are one of many companies. Like you just before this, you were telling me about some other name of some other company. I've never heard of them. It's there's a ton of shipping companies, you know, but they I think are the largest apparently. I don't. Yeah, I've seen that. I think the CEO has said that they're the largest, and then now the fact that they bought the second largest, we'll talk about that later. They're the largest.
They've cemented themselves as the largest.
Yeah. But they're generally known as like a more expensive one. So I was actually looking at their website. So they show different cost of, right? Like they'll tell you, you know, for a certain weight item, and then they have, so it's like the weight of the item, they'll say, okay, half a pound, 1 pound. There's the base rate, which they're charging US. Then there's a fuel surcharge, there's a security fee, a warranty fee, and all of that stuff. And then basically I added those up and then did the exchange rate. So for example, if you're paying for a package that's £1, it's about $2,160, you know? I don't do you remember how much like yours your company is? Like
I think it's like 800.
800, yeah. So you know,
850 maybe or
so it's like I guess twice as expensive as your place. Or for example, a £2 package that tallies up to about 2,640. That's just under £3,000. And then £3 is little over £3,000, 3,280. So you know, they are, I guess, known as one of the more premium.
Oh, actually, I'm looking at the rate now on like ASAP, and it says I think it £1.
But is that just showing you the base rate, or does that factor in?
This is the base
fuel?
rate.
So this is
£1 is 550, and I know it goes up a bit, but it definitely doesn't pass $900.
So the 550. So that means Mailpack's base rate is well. Oh no, that was Mailpack's for half a pound. Yeah, half a pound.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they are regarded as, I guess, one of the more pricier alternatives. I don't know if they're necessarily the most expensive because it's
I'm
not
sorry.
like.
Did you quote? Is it quoted in US for the half?
Yeah.
Well, I was talking 550 GMD.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So you're saying $5.50? Okay.
No.
So it's more expensive. But yeah, I'm not sure if they're necessarily the most expensive. But I mean, at the end of the day, that doesn't mean that it's not a good business, because I've heard some bad stories. Like sometimes, I've heard some stories like in terms of like people with shipping with some other companies, and yeah, they're cheaper, but it's like they have to wait long, they lost their package, or all kind of different stuff. And I think that, with a more, I guess, established company, bigger brand, and they're charging you more.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not to say that your Mailpack hasn't had issues, because I'm sure someone will comment and say, hey, I had an issue with Mailpack or something. But sometimes it's not just, okay, will there be an issue? Because with any shipping company, I'm sure there's one person who has had an issue with them. It's just also maybe how they sort it out, and do they give you like credit, or do they, deliver it to your house, or do other stuff, I guess, to offset that somewhat. But yeah, that's like their main business line. And then
that's pretty common, by the way, how they break it up. A lot of shipping companies may not show it, but the base rate and the surcharge and XYZ. But like, I don't know, I haven't really seen stuff that I don't want to say expensive, because it's like a premium. It depends on how you look at it, because I hear they're very reliable. People pay a premium for reliability and good customer service.
That's the thing. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of the customers, they don't care like if they're more expensive. They're just like, yo, I just want my package, and I've had a good experience with them. I've been using them for years. They've been around, a long time.
Yeah.
Some people, the kind of people that, if you're the person who's like, yo, why am I paying so much? Maybe you're just not their customer,
Wow.
Just
really.
Yeah. I'm not their customer. But
I'm definitely not their customer.
But one of the other arms of the business is this Mailpack local groceries. So you can actually, it's actually funny. Look at you see my screen here?
Appleton. Oh, that's in your cart.
No.
Recently ordered. Wow.
Well, not recently. You don't remember? It's actually where I shouldn't show you the price. I saw that they showed you the price.
Appleton Estate. When would this have been that we had a 12-year? Oh, was that actually my birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's actually, I guess that was the last time I ordered something. I think it actually, does it show the dates that no. But yeah, they offer, you can like essentially buy different like groceries and stuff like that, and you can actually deliver it, to the island, for pretty affordable. Well, I guess depends how much and stuff, but like, see, they say all island deliveries: Kingston $700, St. Catherine $1,500, Mobay and others $2,200. I'm guessing that would, like, I guess once you scale, like if you're only buying a single thing, then it's not going to be as good. But like if you're buying something where you're buying a bag of stuff, I don't know if there's like a limit to how many things you can buy. But yeah, I mean, so you don't necessarily have to actually go to the supermarkets. They're not the only one that does this, because I think.
Can you scroll back up? Just all grocery items. I'm wondering, because I know they partner with other stores. See, shop at other stores. So I know they partner with like PriceSmart. And you were telling me,
I don't think they do PriceSmart anymore. I think they actually lost that.
Really?
Yeah, I think PriceSmart does its own stuff now.
Yeah, PriceSmart has that grab and go thing up there now too.
Yeah. So I think they did stuff with PriceSmart.
Yeah, back in the pandemic. You were telling me about that. Yeah. Back in the pandemic, you used to buy, or your mom used to buy groceries from PriceSmart, and Mailpack would be the one. It's like $700 that you
Not even
paid.
just groceries I'm seeing here. They say hardware, home improvement, furniture, office stuff, optical, pets. Yeah. So you can get a 10-piece dumbbell set.
Why am I not seeing them more then? Because this would be a big aspect you could just grow. Imagine being like a Jamaican Amazon.
Can buy a bicycle.
Pretty cool.
Well, yeah, so they have this whole, delivery thing. You can deliver stuff. It's like supermarket stuff and even more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know specifically where they source some of these stuff from. Like, I don't know
who their partners are.
Yeah, I'm not really sure exactly where, but
because I said click become a partner. Well, I guess it wouldn't really show anything. Oops.
Oh,
does it not work?
Yeah, it's broken.
Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah, but they have that arm of their business. You can buy stuff. I was even looking. There's this ice cream that I like. This Häagen-Dazs let's see how this Häagen-Dazs Duo Crunch. Am I not spelling it right? And I've been trying to. How do you spell it?
They probably just don't have it.
No, I think they they hold on. Oh, I think I had selected a specific subtype.
Man's looking so hard for his ice cream.
How do I Hagen? No, because I've seen it literally up to recently.
Oh, you've been checking? Guys, he really loves this ice cream then. Because...
Oh, this is so weird. Hold on.
Oh, it's serious.
Just up to recently I saw it. But yeah, what I was saying was that this ice cream, there's like a specific flavor. And I've been trying to go to, the different, I guess, supermarkets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I used to go to La Souchon and they used to have it. And La Souchon doesn't have that flavor anymore or something. Like even the other supermarkets, I've tried a lot of other supermarkets and it's like I can't get it. This is so weird. Literally up to like yesterday I saw it there.
Unfortunate.
But yeah, essentially I found it interesting because at the time when I looked, they had the item, but then when I went to like the other supermarkets and stuff, it's like, I couldn't get it. So I was like, they, I guess, have a...
protein powder that I see there, designer whey protein, the chocolate one, and the vanilla. I only see those in Price Mart. I only see them.
It's like out of stock.
And it's member select, isn't it? No, it's not. It's designer whey. But I saw some member select like milk and so on. So I'm just wondering, did they really lose that partnership or is it just restructured with Price Mart? Because you can see a lot of member select stuff. Even there I saw member select cheese, some yogurt as well.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, have they really lost it with Price Mart? Probably not. Because I see some of their products here on Mailpack Local. But it's cool to see that Mailpack has these two major arms. Because the services section the business model really just relies on being like an intermediary for customers who want to shop from the US stores that don't ship directly to Jamaica, or they charge like super high international shipping fees and stuff like that. So they use Mailpack, whereas you have the local division where it's more just Jamaican goods and Jamaican like delivery distribution within the island. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they have that arm, the services arm. Something I saw, which I haven't able to, I guess, flesh out more. Apparently, they have Mailpack Financial Services. Saw this, I think, in their annual report. They were saying that they will help with, I think, financing of your items. So it's like, say you want to buy something on Amazon or something, and you don't have a card, but you have like the cash or you can bank transfers or something. I think they actually do some sort of intermediary service there, and I guess they charge like some sort of markup on that. So they, I guess, and I'm wondering if they also even like extend it, like if they do higher purchase or something like that. So it's like, you do have the cash now, you have some amount of cash, so like you make a down payment and then maybe pay them off. I'm not sure.
Interesting, because I wouldn't see their customers doing something like that. But, I don't know.
Yeah, not sure. And there was this other thing. I don't know if you've heard of it before. Digital, they have a pack your barrel thing.
Yes.
You heard of it?
That.
Yeah. So I think they launched that maybe like 2 years or so ago. Oh yeah, I found that was so... But yeah, I think they launched it like 2 years ago. I don't know if have you ever like shipped a barrel in?
No, never.
Hold on, I was just saying I don't know why it wasn't showing up. I found is it the ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is really, really good, man. And it's in stock. They have it in stock, but it's expensive, but they have it in stock, and I said no other supermarkets have been able to find. And even like, for example, the reason I bought the liquor for you back then from them was because I couldn't find it at other places.
Oh, that was when rum was short.
I don't know if it was just, I mean, I think there were others. It was just, I guess in 2022 I bought it for you. Yeah. But yeah, they offer, those different services. The pack your barrel thing was interesting. What I was saying was that I have, well, I guess like through my family and stuff, we have shipped like a barrel down. So like, if a relative is up there, what you can do is buy the barrel abroad, like say in the US, and all you do is you pack the stuff in the barrel. You manually have to pack it and then work on like, okay, how do you compress it and stuff, and then you ship the barrel in. You go to the wharf, like Kingston wharfs, they pay, you charge like a fee, but when if you do enough items and stuff, it can actually work out a lot more affordable, I guess, than buying the But the thing is that you actually have to be the one to physically pack the barrel and stuff, and not everyone, I guess, wants to necessarily do that. And so they were like, hey, well, what if we do that and we just charge a fee? So that's actually a service that they offer. So far, I see that it's not really so hot for them. Like they were saying that the uptake was a bit slow because there's a culture around packing your own barrel and that stuff, and it's like they're, I guess, trying to change that. But I think that's also pretty interesting. It's like they're trying to be, I don't know if other shipping companies or stuff do that, I don't know if technically,
but I think I know it's a sea freight, so they pack the barrel. So once the barrel is either full or like a 30-day, from what I'm seeing here, a 30-day period elapses, the barrel is shipped via sea freight to Jamaica, cleared through customs, delivered directly to any address island-wide provided by the customer.
Yeah,
so it's pretty cool.
You actually have to have, because sometimes the barrel is pretty big, and so like you would have to have space in your car, and maybe you don't have, your car can't fit that, or it'll be kind of hard to navigate that. And then maybe you're someone who's like, you can't really lift up that heavy. It takes a lot, because like I have to use the trolley and stuff to bring it in and stuff. So it definitely takes a lot. If you're like a person by yourself and stuff, it wouldn't be something you could easily do.
Yeah,
I think it makes sense.
So how often you do the barrel thing?
Maybe like once a year, once every 2 years.
I've never shipped a barrel, bro. I mean, we've gotten a barrel from like relatives when I was a kid, but that was years ago. Years ago, at least.
I think it could also help. Like, say, I'm thinking about like, okay, remittances. Like, you say you have a relative in the UK, family, your father, mother, or something. You're living in Jamaica. They could literally buy stuff in the US instead of them having to go there to pack it. They literally just mail pack, sort that out, and then they have the barrel delivered to your house. It's like, instead of giving you the money for the items, you could just buy the items for you and have it shipped to your house.
Interesting.
So I guess it'd be something that they probably should push with the diaspora.
Yeah, I'm looking at this article where Mailpack launches Pack Your Barrel. It's December 1, 2022, and
it's been around for a while.
Yeah, it looks like they spent a little bit less than $30 million. I'm hoping this is this would be Jamaican. To do it. So it would be sad if you don't get a return on the investment.
I mean, I don't think for them it was like a quick thing. It's just more they're looking at, hey, next 10, 15, 20 years.
True.
So I don't think it's like a thing like you'd expected a return. Bam, next year we're gonna bingo. It's like, hey, let's try build it out. Remember, in a way, they're trying to be like the Jamaican Amazon,
Yeah, and with consolidation, it kind of just makes sense because you get more customers that would be willing to do that. Like if your customers right now may not be willing, but as we say, you acquire another company, their customers, and you just add that service on top of that other company's offerings, then you could possibly get more sales. So it's smart. Yeah.
There was one other thing that I saw mentioned, Mailpack Marketplace, but when I was trying to find it, I don't know if it's like the website is down or something, or I just couldn't find it. It's supposed to be like almost like they would sell, I think my understanding was that they would sell, like, say there's stuff that maybe they realize that people frequently buy online. And imagine if you could just buy it directly from Mailpack. Because maybe they would just say, okay, people like these things, let's just buy them, have them in Jamaica. And then we will just sell them, and we'll just charge a slight markup. That was my understanding of it, but I couldn't actually. I was trying to look at the marketplace to see, I guess, what kind of items they sell and what kind of markup it is, but I couldn't find it. So I'm not sure if it's still going on. Mm-hmm. Okay. But yeah, those are, I guess, some of the different ways that they make money. They're basically a shipping company, and they offer a lot of different services and stuff. And in terms of what is going on around the company, I mean, we've mentioned that there are a lot of competitors. There was an interview the CEO had with Kalila on Taking Stock, big up Kalila. And he was quoted as saying that there are over, I think this was last year, there are over 120 shipping companies in Jamaica. There are a lot of shipping companies, so it's quite a lot of competition out there. I mean, we do know that. I'd love to see like industry, like a breakdown of the industry. Like, okay, if Mailpack by themselves was the largest, then they bought MyCart, which was the second largest. How much of the overall market do they control, and then how much is like split up? Is it like, okay, there's like top 5 people, and then the rest is just split up into tiny shipping companies? Or I'd love to see more, I guess, breakdown on those statistics. But the point is that there's a lot of competition. You mentioned some, I've mentioned some. Each person kind of has, because I mean, at the end of the day, like he was mentioning that our population, I think he said when Mailpack was started in 2008, only around 10% of Jamaican homes shopped online, and he estimates that it's around 70% now. So it's a lot of people are shipping, because I guess the cost has come down. And I mentioned that before, Mailpack, I think, had an annual fee, but now they don't have that anymore. So I think the cost has come down a lot, and I guess competition is good for us, because I'm sure if Mailpack was the only one, or one of the only few, then the cost they wouldn't have been able to push down their cost. They were getting competition from other people, and then people are like, wait, why am I going to them paying an annual fee when I can go to this person, get my package in good time, and I don't have to pay an annual fee, and the item is cheaper? It's a win-win. So I think one of the other things too is like Rocket Ship. I think you used to use Rocket Ship, right?
Yeah, I've used them even within the year. So yeah, because they promised like 1-day shipping or something like that, or overnight shipping.
1 day?
I think it's overnight shipping.
Wow, as in that's like a thing you have to pay for, or
let me see. I need to find it because I remember them talking about it. Hold on.
Overnight shipping. Damn, that's actually really interesting.
I think they got a lot of fire from that, like from individual people. Let me see if I can find it. No, I'm not finding it for some reason. Who is the one that there's somebody that put out? I'm almost sure it's Rocket Ship that put out, one, guaranteed next day shipping or something like that. And they got a lot of fire for it because the packages didn't actually come in
too many
time.
People. Maybe too many people overloaded them
exactly.
and say, yo.
And imagine doing that during like Christmas and so on. That would have been
yeah. So, that's a big thing.
Yeah. But I know the CEO of Rocket Ship now. Pick her up. Yeah.
The reason I was looking into Rocket Ship, because Rocket Ship I think could end up listing maybe sometime soon, because I've seen like more PR from them. And Barita, there was actually like you're probably not gonna hear this, but like, yeah, Barita did like this thing. They were a little talk investment bank, whatever, and I think they probably help fund them or something. So I don't know if I see that they probably have some sort of equity stake in them. They own parts of the business now, and they're probably gonna help list them. I don't know, in a few years or so, because I think you mentioned like Mailpack was smart to list because they're the biggest, and well, I guess they were the biggest at the time when they listed too. And when you have a listed company, you have better access to like money, and if you need to buy another company, buy another warehouse, do all that different stuff, it really helps you. So I think that it would be smart for other companies to list. If I were to guess one that would list next, it would probably be Rocket Ship based on this. And I also saw they bought this other shipping company March this year, Reliable Courier. There's an article talking about that. So I'm thinking, hey, they're probably going to list, and you're going to probably, it makes sense that you try to list earlier so that you can access the money and stuff. And an other competitor now, which I think has been getting more publicity recently, a lot of stuff on like Twitter and stuff, TikTok, I think, is Amazon. So Amazon recently, they used to offer international shipping, right? So you could technically ship directly to Amazon, directly from Amazon to Jamaica before, but the cost was, I guess higher than a lot of the shipping companies. But recently, Amazon switched to offering international free shipping. I don't think it was just to Jamaica. It was just that Jamaica was one of them for items, well, certain items and items over 35 US. Yeah. So once you reach that point, and then I think I've used it too, and it's been pretty decent. And I think I've been seeing like fair and stuff around that. I will probably talk more about that. And yeah, another thing I think to watch with Mailpack would be the junior market. They have increased the amount of money a company can raise, and it also applies to listed companies. So Mailpack in the past raised, I think they're below the 500. So now they have the possibility to like issue more shares and raise more money if they needed to expand the business, buy a new warehouse, do all kind of different stuff.
I think Mailpack's share cap is at previous limit, so I think it's close to 500 mil. Don't quote me on that though. I'm almost sure their IPO is...
No, up to December 2024 it was 267 mil when they issued a MyCart. I think they said they'd issue 137 mil worth of shares
to MyCart.
So even when they issued that, they would have
400.
They'd be at about 400 mil, so they could raise about 345 mil. Yeah, so they still should be able to. They could raise more money if they wanted. They could do a secondary offering.
Okay.
And also the increase in the duty threshold. I think it was last year. It was increased to 100 US before it was like 50 US before duty would be applied. So it made it that, hey, a lot of these items, because I think a lot of the volume of the items is cheaper stuff that people ship through the shipping companies, and it said, hey, it's going to be a lot cheaper to ship the items. So
yeah.
I think that among the other companies, I know I have shipped things that maybe I wouldn't have before. Because I'm like, hey, it's say $50 or $60 before I used to pay duty, and then maybe when you factor in the duty, it's like, that don't make sense. Maybe I'll try to wait for a relative to come down. But now I'm like, hey, I'll ship,
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting, like, will it always stay at 100? Maybe in a few years it'll be 150. Maybe in a few years it'll be 200, I think it'll be interesting to watch that, because I think...
I don't see it moving for now, but let's see.
And in terms of like possible futures, I think that they are going to probably acquire some more companies. MyCart, we mentioned that MyCart Express, they bought MyCart Express. They refer to MyCart as the second largest courier company in Jamaica. It was a big acquisition. They were able to increase their revenues by like 50%. I saw that the valuation that they did up to their latest financials was estimated at like 1.2 billion. So, it was like $1 billion business that they, valued it on their books at. I think there was at their shareholder meeting last year, he was saying that, hey, we are willing to acquire more businesses, because I think it just makes sense, because it's like when they acquire more businesses, they could get more warehousing space, or maybe they could just move that business into their existing warehouse and then cut down on the cost. And then, they were talking, there was an interview that he had on Taking Stock. It was really good. He was talking about things like economies of scale. And, that he was even talking about eventually them, because of the size that they could actually eventually possibly buy a plane, because apparently they weren't using a plane before. It was just like some other, I don't know what the specific company is, and they pay that company to bring in the item. They're like, hey, as we grow, there'll probably be a point where we'd probably just buy our own plane, or lease it or something, and it would make sense for us, and maybe that could even further cut down, on our cost that we have to pay out to that person, and I think the cool part is that, the fact that they can issue shares, like they could, just like how they bought MyCart. MyCart was a private company. They bought them, and now they're going to issue shares to those, I guess, shareholders for their stake in the business. They could do that to other businesses because they have more room. So with the junior market limit being raised and stuff, I think it'll be interesting to see, they could buy some other companies. So I think I think they'll likely buy a company. I can't really say when, probably over the next few years. And then I'm looking forward to like what other synergies, like, or what other efficiencies that they can squeeze out. Another thing, I think there was a lot of fear around Amazon taking over. Like there were a lot of these articles. Yeah, there were articles about like this one. Well, one of them said, despite Amazon's direct shipping, local couriers report steady demand. But this was December last year. Then there was another one.
This is when
I think that was before the free shipping thing.
No, I think that was before the free shipping. I think that was at the start of the free shipping thing. So it's just like, as more people know about it, you know, the popularity increases, there's more demand for the free shipping from Amazon. And it's a cool move.
But based on this article, they're saying currently Amazon charges $26 for standard global shipping, $30 for global priority shipping.
Oh, did you pay for that?
No, this was the December one I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. I don't think this was when the free shipping promotion. I think the free shipping promotion started this year. But then March this year, there was an article, Gleaner article, local courier services tremble over potential impact of Amazon free shipping. And they actually interviewed these different shipping companies. So on, see another shipping company, SSN Shipping. He was saying it will cause a lot of our businesses to close down unless people venturing into it. So think about that. If you're maybe a business wasn't doing so hot before, and now you're hearing all of this Amazon stuff, and you're like, hey, you know, I kind of want to get out of the business. That could mean that you're selling your business at a cheaper price than when things are good. And then Mailpack says, hey, you know, we'll buy it, but you look like you're under pressure, so you have to give me a discount, a nice little discount. Yeah. So
it's kind of crazy that Amazon, you know, caused this much, or is going to cause this much disruption in that space, because now you're bypassing the need for a US shipping address or a third-party courier, you know, for those
that's basically for the Amazon stuff, and then also for the qualified stuff too.
Yeah, for the qualifying items just directly from Amazon. But most people use Amazon, so you know, and it's cool that they did it, and it's not necessarily for just Amazon Prime members. Like, they could have just reserved it for Amazon Prime members, but they're like, nah, you know, it's and it's not all products though, because I've tried to ship some stuff to Jamaica. I think it's products fulfilled by Amazon that display that free shipping message. But yeah, I mean, if Amazon's direct shipping eliminates Mailpack's shipping fees, or for those qualifying items, it can make Mailpack and other smaller players, it'd be less competitive for those transactions.
Yeah. So I think it will be interesting. I think if you think about it, I don't think that. So one, we said that maybe Amazon is the largest. Like, people will ship from other websites, like you know, I'd love to see what the breakdown is and stuff. But you say Amazon is the largest, then okay, for those Amazon items that then qualify, if it puts pressure on those other courier companies, my guess would be the ones that would be the smallest and also not in a very good financial position would close down faster or be under pressure faster, versus Mailpack, who is the biggest in the space, just bought my cart. They have their ties and stuff like that. You know, I think they would be the one that I would more expect to survive. You know, I was actually even hoping that the stock was to trade down. Sadly, I didn't really see that. Cause I thought that could be, I guess I don't think the fear was as drastic, and also I think there's, you know, some institutional support for the stock too. So sadly, that didn't happen.
My guy says sadly.
And
sad for you.
I was actually trying to do some math on the turnaround time. So I used it. So I've used it like maybe a couple of times. So I think with this item or these items, it took about 2 weeks for me to get it. But what I noticed is kind of weird. First off, they seem to use multiple shipping companies. So it's not like an Amazon truck is what delivers it to your house or wherever.
Agreed.
I've seen DHL, I've seen Tara, and this other one like Door something deliveries or something like that I've never heard of. And the other thing is that it's still it says when you look at you buying the items, it says free shipping promotion. So it's like it tells you the shipping of the item. So like these items I was shipping was going to cost $31 US, but it says free shipping promotion and it wipes it out.
Yeah.
So once it's under, the sweet spot is the items that are under 100 US, because then you wouldn't have to pay the customs, versus the items over 100 US, you have to pay the customs up front. I guess what I've seen like some people say that they like is that you know exactly how much you're going to pay customs from before and you pay it, versus or you buy it and you don't know how much you're going to hit with customs, and then the customs get hit and you're like, whoa, that's more than I expected, and then you just have to pay it, versus knowing, okay, this is all I've spent. So I guess there are different like pros and cons there.
1 second.
So I'm wondering how.
1 second. Curious just reached. Sorry about that. Preston, ready again?
What was I saying? Yeah, I was saying I don't know how long the free shipping promotion thing is gonna last. Is it gonna be, are they gonna be able to maintain it, or is it only gonna be because once again, the only reason I'm really using this now is because if it was an item that was under the 100 US and I was gonna pay my shipping company $2,000, $3,000, if I do it with Amazon, sometimes it will take longer. Well, most of the times it seems to take longer, but it's like
it depends.
I literally would just save the money. Yeah, it depends on the item. But so I'm saying so far for the stuff I bought. No,
not even just the item. It also depends on the company, whichever third party Amazon's using to deliver. Like I hear even Taro. I've heard bad things from like Taro. Basically, like they don't update you. It takes a very long time.
So that happened once with me. So it was like the item said it would arrive. This was last week. It said it was gonna arrive Thursday, and it's Sunday. And I just get a call out of nowhere, and they're like, "Hey, we're here to deliver your item." And I was just like, "What?" But it says, Thursday. I mean, I guess in a way, like I'm happy that it's coming earlier, but that's kind of just like shocked. Like another time, someone just tells me, "Oh, someone's outside," and they didn't call me.
Yeah,
they just showed up and stuff. I was just like, "What?" Like, but the item based on this, it says this. So sometimes the timing has been off, but I don't necessarily think that's Amazon's fault. I think that could be more.
No, I don't think it's
the courier. Fault. Yeah, so it's the courier or whatever. That person forgot to enter it in, or maybe they have a lot of packages. I don't know, but yeah. So,
do you think the sweet spot then, if as a customer, would be to because do they account for the weight of the package?
Yeah. So some stuff. The shipping can be higher though. So like I was looking to get like a cooler. The shipping cost was higher than I think the price of the cooler. So I was like, that don't make sense.
Even with Amazon's free shipping.
Yeah, customs. No, that's the thing. Amazon didn't have free shipping, I guess, for that. Even though it was over the 35.
No, but what I'm saying is this promotion doesn't include or it doesn't take into account weight of the package. Correct? So if it doesn't, I think the sweet spot for
some stuff though, because the cooler was under the 100, over the 35, and it would ship to Jamaica, but then I guess it didn't. I don't know.
I'm not understanding.
Oh, go again then. Sorry.
No, because my thing would be to therefore find items that because we don't know how long this would last, but this would normally be very expensive if I were to use a Mailpack or a MyCart or a rocket ship or whatever. And so I would order this now while this promotion is present.
Yeah, that's what I said. If you I guess that's the thing. I don't know if they really. I mean, can you think of an example? Maybe I could actually check. No,
I would like use a cooler. The same thing that you're saying, a cooler.
But the cooler didn't cut. None of the coolers. Dumbbell. I could try like what would that be? So like a 25-pound dumbbell.
There's a whole adjustable set that I'm seeing here for $78.
So I say Amazon Basics rubber hex dumbbell. Oh wait, this is okay. Let's 40-pound dumbbell. No, see, it doesn't qualify for free shipping. $92 shipping. The item costs $45. Can actually share this.
So maybe they do take in the weight, because on Amazon you can actually see the weight of the packages, so they already probably know the weight and they're like,
so they probably don't put it to anything.
Interesting.
Yeah, but what I'd say is that if you had an item, the sweet spot is under 100, it's not too heavy, over 35, and then remember you can just bunch the items together. It makes sense. So they've been getting me to buy some stuff,
Yeah.
And I'm not really someone who is like, there's people who like, if there's a sale, it's like, oh my gosh, the tactic of they just drop a sale, and it's like the item may actually not necessarily be, they could technically raise the price and then drop the sale, and then it looks like it's cheaper, but it was actually more affordable before. And there's like sales can get some people, but sales don't usually get me, because I'm like, but they'll say sale, and then next week they'll have another sale, and it will. But like because I actually have some items I'm waiting on. I'm gonna see how. There's a shoe I bought, and some other stuff. It says, like, based on their update, they said it's cleared customs for both of them. One of them says arriving May 15th. I assume that it's going to arrive earlier. Could have been next week. Another one says arriving May 16th. But based on the updated thing, it says it's cleared customs. So I don't think it's going to take that long, but I guess we'll see. Maybe I'll just get a call, say, yo, outside. Your package is here. Usually the good case has been like they call me, they say, hey, we're 10 minutes away. Are you home? Could you drop off the package, or could I drop off the package? And I say yes. But I said the worst case that they don't even call. It was literally just seeing them outside. So yeah, it'll be interesting. And I think they're also big on, they're talking about like expanding regionally. This was I think on the same interview. He was talking about like going into things like the Dom Rep, Trinidad, Central America, Costa Rica, Panama. So I think that'd be interesting. They're expanding outside of Jamaica. And I was even looking like, what if they eventually even want to spin off My Cart Express? What if they're like, hey, we want My Cart specifically to raise some money, and we spin off the business, and we raise some money, and then My Cart becomes a separate listed company. Mailpack owns 80% of it. The public owns 20%. That would be interesting. I don't know if they'd actually do that, but yeah, those are some of the things I'm, I guess, looking for with the Mailpack.
Because when I meds it, I mean, that wouldn't be a bad tactic. On a lot of business there, they'd get the tax break because Mailpack has already lost their half tax break because they've been listed for
5 years.
More than 5 years.
So they have to pay half.
Yeah. I don't know. I do see them acquiring more companies for sure, though. Like, I'm pretty sure My Cart Express is not the last acquisition that they'll make. I just want to see how this Amazon thing plays out, because I haven't seen, because looking at Mailpack's revenues or even their financials, I need to see the full impact of My Cart Express and and to see if has there been a dip in revenues based on this this Amazon free shipping thing. Their last
you've used the Amazon before?
The free shipping? Just once.
And you got it already?
I got it in like 4 days. I got it like super fast.
I heard someone get it in under 48 hours.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But I guess that depends, because I think the reason I got some of these so late is that it wasn't like a prime item. So if it was an item because there's items where you can buy it today and it will reach the location today, or I guess they'll ship from their warehouse like immediately and stuff. So I think for those items, it's naturally going to be fast. But it's just some items, maybe they're shipping from another part in the US, or,
Maybe. Oh, yeah. It was this Super Greens. It was some like probiotics I bought. And it literally came in like, it was like 4 days. Like I bought Monday and by Friday morning, it's here.
Okay, nice. And for Mailpack also, I think it's important to look at the management. Norbrook Equity Partners is the largest shareholder. Norbrook is like a private equity business. They own stakes in a lot of other different companies.
Ton of companies.
I think Express is one that people would probably know. Hertz, Jamagua, Pure National Ice. They have some. I'm not sure the specific link with KFC, because I don't know if it's like I don't think it's KFC in Jamaica. Starlight, they do like event stuff and parties. I wonder
if that's KFC in Panama. I remember seeing something like that.
Let me see. You're gonna make me look it up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see something. Let me share. Norbrook Equity acquires Panamanian KFC and Dairy Queen franchises. Yeah.
Yes. Ryan Reed is also there too, with the CEO of Norbrook Equity Partners, Kerry Robinson. Yes, I remember when they went across and did that. Oh, Norbrook always looking to grow still. They're a private equity company, like a proper private equity company is doing. I like to see it.
Oh, they formed that company, Platinum Brands SA. 44 KFC, 35 Dairy Queen restaurants.
That's huge.
Wow. How many restaurants are in Jamaica?
Norbrook Restaurant Group holds a 60% stake, making it the majority and controlling shareholder. Wow. Yeah, they're Norbrook is the exclusive franchisee for KFC and Dairy Queen in Panama. It's always good to know what the majority shareholder is doing, because if they're doing, imagine you see Norbrook Equity Partners buy a logistics company in Panama and so on. Then you start to think, okay, maybe another acquisition is lining up. Maybe there's some synergies there.
Yeah, so I think that's interesting that they have, like, it's not just, you need to not just think of it like Mailpack. You have to think that, hey, this is Norbrook's shipping company. So then if they're like, I think, for example, I may not I may be wrong, but I think you could. There was something where like you could pick up your packages at Express, like with if you shipped with Mailpack or something.
I remember Mailpack had some
they
lockers.
did that, or they were looking into it.
Yeah,
because I guess those synergies.
Yeah,
yeah. So I think it'll be interesting. So I would watch anything I see Norbrook doing. Maybe there's some sort of acquisition or something, or there's some business that they could buy that could help. Maybe they buy a plane business, and then maybe they then rent that plane to Mailpack instead of Mailpack just necessarily buying it or something. I don't know. I think that would be interesting. And yeah,
when you go on their website. Oh no, go ahead. I'll
yeah, just saying like they own 72.6% of the business up to December 2024. So they could actually even buy more. Yeah. I know that like they like the dividends from it. Like Mailpack is, pays them decent dividends and stuff, and I'm sure they're happy about that. And in terms of, I guess, the sentiment, I'm not sure how I feel like the sentiment, the market, I think, has reacted to, Mailpack. I think if you look at where the price was, like before they announced it, the price was like around $2 or so.
Yeah.
So they were recording, it's $2.40. So it has, gone up somewhat. It's gone like up to close to $3 or so. I'm not sure like what your read of the sentiment is like. I guess there probably are some people who are a bit wary of, what the Amazon stuff and how's that going to pressure them. Profit wise, they have been declining over the last, because they really experienced that massive growth 2020, because 2019 pre-COVID they made 86 mil profit, and then 2020 they made 443 million profit.
Yeah,
so you went from, how much is that, like 90 mil to, you just 400% increase in profits, and then every year they've been declining. So I think the MyCart acquisition is really good for them, especially because you mentioned that they lost the tax break.
Yeah.
So without that, it would have been, I think, pressure on them. I guess I was even trying to
margins. So
yeah, I was even.
Oh, go ahead.
I was even, I guess, trying to do like some like projections and stuff, because I remember. Do you remember on? It's funny, like on our stocks to watch for 2025, we recorded that Q4. That was with Top Striker. Shan, big up Shanice. I remember she was calling, I think, a $4.50 or something Mailpack. And I was like, I don't know. She was, do you remember the timeline she said?
No, I don't remember. But what I do remember is there being walls in the queue, big sell orders. And at that point, I was just like, either one, somebody is just leaving these orders in the queue to keep the price down, or somebody really and truly just wants to exit for a particular reason. And that's what led me to look up, the whole shares, like who owns Mailpack shares kind of vibe. And, is it that MyCart, people from MyCart Express, because we know they also got shares within this transaction, but they couldn't sell at that point. I don't think
the shares were issued yet, though.
Yeah,
I don't think the shares are issued.
Even that. Yeah, I don't think the shares have even been issued yet. But there must be a vesting period, because what's to stop them from just dumping their shares on the market? I have to always look at stuff like that when I'm looking at a stock. But yeah, Shanice is optimistic. Big up yourself, Shanice.
I wonder if she still owns it.
I mean,
yeah.
Let me be fair. Being fair to Shanice, these are the kind of companies I do look at in terms of profits. When profits are down, when the sentiment isn't that hot, because I haven't heard anyone really talking about Mailpack. The general consensus around Mailpack, they're the premium / higher end / expensive logistics company. So it's not like the sentiment is all that, I would say. And that's perfect for a stock for us. Well, for me at least. I love looking at stocks like that where a lot of people aren't really meds in it, or there's a negative sentiment and so on, because there's tremendous opportunity for upside. With Mailpack, a report is due soon, isn't there? Because we're recording this now May 7th, 2025, and their report, I believe, would be due next week. When did their December quarter? So we have January, February, March. would be their
Mid-May.
Q1. So yeah, mid-May is when so maybe by next week their report drops. And hey, maybe I'll just eat my words. Maybe they post banging results, wicked profits, and Chinese hits her $4 target of Mailpack. Who knows? $4.50.
Let's just say $4.50.
Yeah,
I don't know
ambitious.
about $4.50. Yeah, because I guess I was looking at it. I do expect the Q1 will likely be good because last year their quarter 1 was like 50 mil profit. After the first quarter with MyCart, they did 18 mil profit, but then there were like certain higher costs that they had related to that acquisition. Then the second quarter, they did 114 mil profit, so that was after, without those high costs. And then the quarter 4, which was at that Christmas period, that I think people were always hope that, hey, they should really do well because it's their highest in terms of revenue. But profit wise, it wasn't as good as the quarter 3 last year. It was like 69 mil. So I think but they mentioned also in the quarter 4 that they had some one-time costs that they don't expect. So like basically quarter 2, quarter 4 last year had these costs that they're not expecting. So we didn't really have as much of those costs, I guess. And without those costs, they could do over 100 mil. So I think but the only thing is that you have to factor in that, hey, they lost the tax break now, or they have to pay more tax, pay some amount of tax now. Still not the full amount, but like a reduced version. But I think the quarter 1 will likely be good. They could probably do close to 100 mil or so. And then the quarter 2, which didn't really look so good last year, was like 20 mil. They could do another 100 mil. So that'd be like a 5x increase in profits. The only thing is that still stock price wise, I don't know, $4 seems a bit ambitious. $4.50 at least definitely seems ambitious. I was thinking probably at least maybe $3. If they show that, hey, they're still doing well, maybe they work on the talk about like more acquisitions, they work on the continued diversification, growing out the local arm, they work on the Packy barrel, their other stuff. And then also like
when was the acquisition?
Quarter 2 last year, I think.
April last year, 2024, I believe.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, even profit wise, I mean, I think the business has the potential to do like 100 mil profit before tax every quarter. That'd be like 400 mil a year. And if they did that this year, comparing that to last year, which would have been 258 mil before tax. The other thing is, I guess when you're hitting the tax, like it's not gonna look as nice, but it could still be good, But I was thinking $3. $3 seems doable for me. I don't know what you think.
EPS of what? So if they do that, that's 350 million profit for the full year.
$3 that's a 22 PE. Yeah, but they would have increased their profits. How much profits would that? That'd be like 50. How much is that? 250 times, just under like 40% or so increase in profit. Yeah, so I don't know, $3 maybe, unless they do something big. Like the thing is, I guess I'm wondering still how, because I expect the MyCart acquisition to really like, I'm wondering if some of those costs or so, could that be like it was something with like a warehouse or something, and then they could like cut down their costs heavily. So I don't know. I think $3, maybe 350. I don't know about 450. Probably like at least $3 seems doable to me.
Yeah. And warehouse synergies, maybe their online platforms that could merge them. I'm not really sure. But yeah, $3 is conservative. I'd say $3 is conservative.
Okay. How much would that be?
Sorry, it's $2.50 now.
$3 is, I call it $2.40.
$2.40.
$2.40.
I wouldn't say conservative. I think
30% would be $3.12. I think it could do 30%. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it could hit $3. Let's say that.
Yeah.
But they would need to not have those, because every single year they're always like one-off expenses. Right? Like we know that for sure. Been looking at Mailpack from 2019, 2020. We know those one-off expenses hit hard. Like you could literally say, all right, yes, a bag of people are using the service during this Q4 when it's Black Friday, Christmas, etc. And you're expecting amazing revenues, amazing profits, and then bam, one-off costs. So if they can sort those out, and because there is some seasonality to online shopping and those kind of stuff. Yes, people do it all year round, but people do it more so at a particular time in the year, and less so at certain times in the year as well. So if you can watch those things and look at the previous growth trajectory and so on, you can probably see when they would be most profitable. Also, because you said they paid dividends. I know they paid one last year.
Yeah, they kind of held off probably because of the acquisition last year. Because usually they're decent. They're
dividend
like
stock.
Pretty, like, I think decent or so.
They used to pay like at least twice a year, 3 times a year sometimes. But I haven't really been seeing that recently.
It can actually be. Yeah, so I think like if you're like a dividend investor and you have like a, I don't know, 5-year timeline or so, maybe it wouldn't be, like as bad, especially because I think, as I said, they're the biggest in the space. I think that they're likely going to continue acquiring other businesses. They're not just going to, Amazon is putting pressure on them and maybe the other retailers will come. I still don't see them just disappearing like that. I'm still love to see like how long the free shipping thing lasts. Like, is Amazon going to be able to maintain it and it will always be free shipping? Or if it's just a promotion, I wouldn't really be using Amazon, because when I looked at the cost of the items, like some of them is like, I think it was like a shoe I bought, it was like $30 US or so. It was charging me, and I don't think my shipping company or whatever would charge that much. So it's like, why would I use you? True. For that, I'm using you now because you're free, but I don't think I'd be using you. I guess they're probably doing that to maybe get some, because like, okay, for them it's not that big a cost. Even if they're selling it at a loss or selling it at cost, it's like they can handle that.
Yeah, it's Amazon, they're huge.
Yeah, they can handle that. So
yeah, it's just, can these smaller players handle that promotion? Some cash flow, all of those issues. I think
a lot of your friends been using it.
What, the free promotion?
The free shipping for Amazon?
Definitely. Yeah. So it's just to say, can you handle it? Can you ride out this wave if it is that short term? If it is short term, then can you ride out this wave of this free shipping promotion? And then hopefully at some point in time when, that reverses, maybe Mailpack would have taken advantage of that, and maybe they would have capitalized on those other companies that are having a harder time, so they can acquire them. Yeah, they can acquire them at cheaper cost. It's all opportunities. Like, all of these things are possible opportunities for them. So let's see. Let's see.
Yeah,
I think the only thing that would really make me buy Mailpack is another acquisition. Just the hype about another
acquisition. So you'd
acquisition.
wait for the acquisition?
No.
Wouldn't this be the time to buy? You'd buy before the acquisition.
Yeah, but there's nothing telling me that there's going to be another. Or rather, I have not been researching deeply enough to see any signs of another acquisition.
That is a sign. If some of the retailers are, well, depends, I guess, if you want to look at that as a sign.
It's one of the things.
Some of the retailers,
agreed. It's one of the things that would make me say, all right, this is the direction I'm going to take with my research. I'm going to look for other signs now of an acquisition because of this market environment. You get me? So I feel like that's how I would approach researching something like this. And then I'd look to say, all right, and guys, if you guys see any other shipping companies that are ripe for the taking, leave it in the comments below. We'd love to see what you guys say. But yeah, that's how I'd start my research and say, all right, who's probably going through a tough time? Who is Mailpack or Norbrook Equity Partners linked with? Who are the other players in the market, right? Why do we not have like a top 10 list of the competition out there? Well, I know most of them are private companies anyway. But, I'd start doing my research there, because I don't think Mailpack would buy a small player. It wouldn't really move the needle for them like they would want to. So they'd have to be looking for somebody in that top 10
I think it
market
depends
share.
on the price.
Also,
if it's like they're getting it cheap, they would say, yo, can do some with that,
cheap, and they can get other business synergies like their warehouse space. Maybe them have 1 or 2 vehicles, can add to their fleet, that kind of stuff. I don't know. I
think the reason that one of the reasons they were talking about the MyCarts acquisition was that Mailpack were mentioned as more the premium side. I think they said MyCarts is more the budget side. So it's like Mailpack was like, I think there was this thing they launched called like Swoop or something. I don't think it's even around anymore, and it was supposed to be like a more budget friendly Mailpack product essentially. But then I think they killed it when they bought like MyCart or around that time, because they were like, wait, if they'll do the budget side. So MyCart is basically going to be the budget side of Mailpack, and then Mailpack will focus on their, what they call value, no, not value oriented. I don't remember what they call those kind of customers, like upper town people or more. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. I guess we could see, would they aim for a higher, do you know another higher brand, like a more expensive brand other than Mailpack? Like not more expensive than Mailpack, but when you think of expensive, like when it's not Mailpack, is there another one that comes to mind?
No, they're the only ones, to be honest. I can't see any. No, I can't think of anyone else. Did they rename the company or the group?
MAILPAC Group.
MAILPAC Group. Yeah, I'm trying to find out, but I remember them renaming it. Okay. Well, guys, this is our tickers on Mailpack. I hope you guys loved it, because if you did, please subscribe. We have a target that we're trying to hit of 5,000 followers at the end of the year, and smash that like button and leave your comments below, because we love to see what you guys thought of the episode and what do you guys think of Mailpack. All right, do you think it's a $3 stock? Do you think they're going to $2? Let us know. We'll see. Another one to watch. Limitless out.
Peace.